Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Robot Tech. My name is Scotters15, and today, as you know, I do great interviews with amazing people, and today I'm with Smokinace. How are you today, my friend?
I'm not doing too bad. Just having a nice little conversation right here. So,
With me.
how are you doing?
Good, good. I mean, did you lose a bet in the meantime in order to talk to me? I mean, but so yeah, Mark is a great friend. We've been kind of following each other for a while now. Let's say like a good couple, at least a year by now.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
Yeah. So let's talk about. So how did you, Mark? Smoking Ace streams a lot for Extra Life. He's a great friend of mine. So let's talk about that. So how did you get into streaming? Kind of what made you think I could take this online?
The main thing was actually learning about Extra Life. I can't remember for sure where I had first heard about it. I feel like it was on G4 or Spike or one of the channels that was covering video games and things at the time, and I just thought, there's a nice little charity organization, and one way to kind of get the word out there is through streaming and through Twitch, so I figured, hey, why not jump on there? I like playing video games, so go ahead and give it a shot and see if we can raise more of a donation goal and everything like that. And it just kind of started there, and I've just stuck with it for a little while now and keep on going forward.
Oh, that's great. So did you kind of look what Extra Life was before you joined? Did you watch, previous streamers and be like, oh, I could totally do this before you kind of made that, submission?
I really hadn't watched too much online. One of my friends, he had watched some people on Twitch, and I didn't really know too much about it. I didn't realize how big streaming was. When I first kind of started streaming tiny little bits, it was back it was about 2014 or so. That was the first year I did, Extra Life. And I didn't really know too much about it, so I hadn't watched too many people. I had watched some YouTube stuff, but still not a whole lot of any of the live streaming. And so really getting into it was kind of completely blind for me on my side.
That's good. So, yeah, I feel like for me, I did join Extra Life, but it wasn't until a year after that I decided, you know what, it's a great charity, and obviously it's not that it's not legit. I'm just, obviously you want to know for sure, at least for me, that, hey, this is, multiple people are doing it, and obviously it shows that, this money does help kids in need, sick and injured kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know you've been kind of on a kick of Final Fantasy, at least lately. I know it takes 20 million hours to complete, but what other games are you currently playing besides Final Fantasy?
I kind of play just about anything. There aren't too many games that I won't give a shot at. I do like RPGs a lot. Now that I've finally finished Final Fantasy VII, I'm trying to think of kind of what to play next. But I like all sorts of different genres. I finally started playing Doom recently. I enjoy Call of Duty on occasion. I like puzzle games, platformers. I do have a Switch, and I've been playing Super Smash on there, playing Octopath Traveler, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis. Just a whole sort of litany of games, if you want to put it that way. I enjoy sports games. Trying to think of some of the other ones that I've been playing recently. like Spider-Man. I love the Uncharted series. One of my favorite series of all time is Metal Gear Solid. Actually, talk about a potential event that I have for that a little bit later. But just kind of everything. Little Big Planet is one of my favorite games. Kind of hoping they make another one of those soon. But yeah, I'm really kind of trying to think of what the next one that I want to stream and try to raise more money with, that I know will be a good, kind of have a whole lot of substance to it. So it's not just, oh, I can play that one day and then I'm done with it, but maybe kind of stretch it out over a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I feel like when I first got into seeing you stream, it was Don't Starve. I feel like that was like one of the early ones.
Yeah, we actually, a couple guys that I used to work with and I'm still friends with, we had started playing Don't Starve when we got it for free on the PS4, and we had streamed it a couple times, just kind of our crazy antics and, seeing big things and going hitting them with sticks and seeing what kind of results that awarded us, and it was usually pain and suffering, but it made for amusing times. But yeah, that was. I haven't played that one a whole lot, but I know that I've wanted to, now that I have my computer set back up and stuff. Wanted to get back into some more of the PC gaming and check out some more Don't Starve or FTL, some of those other kind of little lesser known games that have kind of taken flight.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of got you into first person? I feel like that's another big one that I saw, at least you and Zach play a lot, is first person shooter. I feel like it's like the main thing you got into.
I think that just kind of stemmed from back when there used to be a place in town that you could go there and you could play video. You could rent time on a computer. And me and some friends from school, we'd go there every once in a while, and you'd pay, however much money, and you'd get an hour of play time. And one of the games that they had on there was Counter-Strike. And I had played a little bit of Counter-Strike before, but we started playing it a little bit more, along with Battlefield 2. That one I played many, probably more than I'd like to admit, amount of hours on it. But at that place, it was called the Gamers Lounge. Every once in a while they'd do a lock-in where you would pay, I think it was like $20 or something. And from about 11 p.m. to like 4 or 5 a.m., we would just sit in there, eat. They'd order pizza, have snacks, and we'd just play a bunch of games. So we played a whole lot of Counter-Strike because it was a fun game to kind of play with a group of people in the same room. Everybody, you can yell at the person who killed you or talk trash to the person that you just killed. And I think that just got me even more into the first-person genre and just kind of playing maybe not necessarily competitively, but just I played a lot more Battlefield that way. And I mean, still to this day, I play Battlefield and Counter-Strike and things like that. So I think that's kind of where it initially stemmed. Also playing countless upon countless hours of Call of Duty Modern Warfare way back when with friends and just playing multiplayer and the single-player campaign all together in the same room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... I mentioned this on my stream as well, that Counter-Strike was a legit first game I got on Steam. And I feel like even today I did play around with it lately, and now it's CSGO, and now it's, Call of Duty or what have you. I feel like, playing Counter-Strike really, developed what first-person shooters should be.
Absolutely.
In terms of games, but have your argument as you will, but I feel like really Counter-Strike was, I feel, really the kickoff for those type of games.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even still huge in even the competitive world today. they have all sorts of tournaments and things still going on with Counter-Strike. So it's obviously stood the test of time.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about kind of the community you have developed. I feel like let's say hypothetically, all right, actual life didn't exist, all right, in this imaginary world, all right.
Sounds terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, right. But without extra life, how do you feel like you can build a community with that?
That is a good question. From what I've seen from the gaming world, obviously I'm not huge. I'm not a gaming celebrity. I'm not on television and all over the internet and everything. So from my little corner of it, I've seen that the gaming community is pretty awesome as a whole. There's a lot of great things that can be done. I know one thing that you enjoy watching a lot is Games Done Quick. I mean, that's kind of a perfect example of just a group of people who like to play games very, very quickly, but they just kind of got together. I don't know exactly how it started, but I feel like it was 5 people sitting in a basement, and they're like, hey, we're pretty good at this. Why don't we just start seeing if there are more people out there that like playing games fast and like doing them better? And now just with GDQ recently, I didn't even see what their total donation amount was, but they've just built such a huge following. So I think if there weren't already these big communities established, I think it would be pretty easy still with online gaming to just get a group of like-minded people and kind of build up another event, another place where people can go, hey, I like doing that too, let me go check this out, and let me explore maybe more viewpoints of these games that I already like.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just trying to think of something else, but yeah, no, I think it would be difficult and not difficult at the same time, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think I would just find more people that liked the same types of games that I did, and just kind of expand it from there, and just go out and try to find even more people.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of streamers who, I don't know, let's say this, okay? I just found your stream randomly, and rudely, I don't know if you find it rude, but if I were to mention, oh yeah, I just ended my stream, or whatever, is that some kind of entail that you follow them in return? Like, you follow them regardless of them following you first? I mean, I'm kind of experienced that on my half of when someone comes to my stream and mentions their streaming stuff. It's kind of hard to be like, oh yeah, enough with Story007 or Smokinace, let's go to my stream, even though I'm not streaming, come follow me. How's that, I guess, for you?
I haven't run into that too much yet, but I know I will, kind of even before that happens, I try to maybe ask the person, somebody who comes in and joins a stream or something like that, maybe just to make a conversation point, say, oh, do you stream, like with Final Fantasy? Perfect example, there was a guy that came in to one of my streams, and he said, oh, Final Fantasy, I haven't played this in years. So I asked him, if he streamed, and he didn't really stream Final Fantasy too much, but it made for a good jumping off point, and it gave us something kind of universal to talk about. You know, I knew he had come into a Final Fantasy stream, most likely enjoyed it. So if I can try to engage with that person and give them maybe a platform to talk, maybe mention their stream or something, I feel like that sort of maybe takes away from, kind of like you mentioned, someone just saying, oh, come follow me because whatever, but maybe give them that platform, and then they can, you know, and I, like I said, I haven't run into it too much personally, but maybe they'll, you know, be more likely to say, oh yeah, I do stream, but hey, you know, how are you today or something, and, you know, maybe kind of take away that idea of, oh, I'm going to go try to, you know, big air quotes, but poach viewers from this stream and bring them over to my stream. But they might go, oh, they're talking to me, they're interacting, so I can still talk about my channel, but still kind of give them more benefits and more attention to the channel that I'm watching.
Yeah, I feel even for me, when I'm even at your stream, for instance, I try to avoid. I would, you know, when I'm entering any chat, I'd just be like, yeah, I've been playing this, and then if you said, oh, you know, you streamed, then I'd be like, yeah, but I think I'm trying to learn that is just try to. It's hard to avoid, like, no, like, support my friend Smokinace here before me. You know, obviously, me and you have a great connection. I mean, we support each other.
And you are always welcome to mention and promote, since you do also, you know, support Extra Life. So I'm always up for more people raising money, because that's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, if, let's say you didn't know me, though, like, it's, like, even if I went to any stream, I'd be like, you know, hey, yeah, I just played Final Fantasy, you know, it's great. Oh, you know, you stream? Yeah, you know. And then hopefully, and they'll leave it at that, hey, come follow me, come, like, I'll give you a follow if you follow. I had that once where it's like, where it was, they asked, oh, give me a follow if I followed you. I'm like, well, if you don't want to follow me, don't follow me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm not going to follow you unless, I mean, for me, I want to follow someone who I can come back to and enjoy their stream, not just because they're asking for me to follow them. Obviously, they gotta impress me to give them a follow.
Yeah.
Especially, like,
I know I've went into some people's streams that I've come back to, like, oh, hey, you know, how's it going? How was work or something? You know, if I was like, hey, I got to get going back to work, or hey, I've got to work or something, you know, and then the next time I see them in their stream, they bring it back up, and then I know, oh, hey, they actually did, you know, kind of listen to what I was saying and pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always kind of nice, having that, you know, oh, you know, that person did appreciate me stopping by their stream.
Yeah. Well, I feel like also, like, it's hard for me to, like, if I'm, for say, watching you, and gonna leave the stream, how do you do that? Like, I guess something like, hey, I'm gonna get going, and I guess leave it like that, like, hey, I'm gonna get going, and, you know, if you saw me streaming, that's great, or if you happen to follow me, you know, but it's always hard for me. Like,
I can see where you're coming from. It is a touchy subject. You know, I know there are some people that, you know, in their streams they don't want you to mention any other stream at all whatsoever. Period.
mm-hmm.
But then there's some, like, through the one Discord community. You know, a lot of people in there, you know, they want to help other people promote themselves and things like that. So yeah, it really just, I feel like it depends on the streamer. You know, maybe you know, I try to be more mindful of, you know, saying, oh, well, I think I'm going to get going, or, you know, maybe even just saying, well, I've got Final Fantasy to beat still, or something like that. And then maybe after you've been in there a little while, you know, if you find out the kind of streamer they are, you know, then maybe you can say, well, I'm gonna go back to my stream, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get ready for streaming, so I'll catch you later, or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I can see what you mean by trying to avoid saying that, especially if it's someone that you've never watched before
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines.
Yeah. Like for me and you, it's easy. Like we've been connected. Like I could be, like you. We do a good job. Like I donated to you. You mentioned I stream, or you donate to me and I mention you stream. Like, and
Yeah.
obviously whatever. Even if you hosted me and I'm in a good mood or whatever case may
Yeah.
be. And obviously for me, I have an amazing streamer list. You're on there anyways. Obviously, I'm promoting you regardless. Even I mentioned it.
And
But
I do appreciate that.
no problem. But obviously, not everyone is on that list. Not every streamer, and obviously, even some of the extra life. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to me, for me at least, to support somebody who doesn't support me. Like I don't know.
I get what you mean.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's give or take of what kind of person they are, and if they're returning the favor in terms of something, then you
Yeah.
could say, oh yeah, Smokinace does stream, check him out. He's a great supporter, X, Y, and Z. And that's all you're gonna get from me. Besides this awesome podcast, support from me of what you do. So yeah. So let's put Extra Life. So now that we took Extra Life out, let's put it back in. So how did you build a community for Extra Life? How did you? I guess that's the easy part, right? Is
Yeah. Oh yeah.
not that we're sponsored by Extra Life, but
But hey, Extra Life, if you want to hit us up. It just kind of slowly but surely. The first year that I ever joined Extra Life was in 2014, and I didn't really know a whole lot about it. I didn't know too much. I didn't really know how to promote it. I wasn't really that much on social media at all, and it was kind of, I talked to people that I worked with and things like that. And, the first year I raised $200. It was, like I said, I kind of more in-person networked. Like I said, just maybe people that I worked with or family members or something like that. And then the next year, I did it again, and I received one donation. And it was my own donation of starting, but also I still wasn't that much, really involved with it. I hardly streamed ever. I hardly kind of did anything directly with it. And then I took a few years off, and last year was the first year since 2015 that I had done it. And I got more involved with it. I promoted it more, talked to more people and things like that, and I raised the most money I ever have, and have a tattoo to show for it. But so it just kind of slowly over, essentially, the last 4 years, let's see, 10/25, 2014. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that I did that in 2 months. Holy cow. Yeah, that first year, the 200, I didn't join Extra Life until the 25th of October. And, then 2015, I started right at the beginning of the year. And so it over time, like I said, and I would do small little streams, maybe directly from actually it was only directly from my PlayStation, because I didn't have a gaming computer or anything like that at that time. And I had joined the team that was through the university that I went to, and did like one of their events. They didn't really have too many, but as soon as with last year, like I said, when I started to promote it and get the word out there. And I had, like I mentioned, the tattoo incentive and things like that. It really helped boost up, like you said, that community. And then just by streaming and even just having Extra Life in the title or something like that, you know, it could draw in more people and help spread the word. You know, like you said, you happened to stop by and, you know, you knew what Extra Life was, so it gave something to talk about. You knew kind of about the streaming community and things like that, and then that just allowed that small little, you know, I guess essentially seed that I planted back in 2014 just to kind of expand and grow, and I hope to grow it even further this year because, like I mentioned, have some kind of big events planned, and hopefully those will kind of just help to grow that community even more than it already has.
Yeah, good segue, by the way. So what are your plans for future events / games that you want to play, or, you know, Halloween special, or Thanksgiving special?
Hey, you know, a lot of games do have Halloween-themed events, or maybe this year they'll even push more into the Thanksgiving. But the first really big one is we're shooting for March 2nd, I believe, is kind of the official tally. But I want to do a charity poker game and get some people together. Me and one of my buddies are working out the details and trying to start promoting as soon as possible. But just get some people together, you know, make the buy-in basically a donation to Extra Life. Gonna have other incentives along the way. I think he mentioned he's got a pretty big epic beard. I think he mentioned, I don't know if we figured out a dollar amount yet, but if we hit that goal, you know, he's gonna shave it. And so that one could be a kind of a fun, you know, interactive, you get the audience trying to make these incentives so that way we can draw in even more of a more donations and just crush my current year's goal. Another event that I want to do, which this one's more, I can kind of do it any time, it's more just getting mentally prepared for it, but I would like to do, since I've always missed out on the 24-hour streams, I do want to do a 24-hour event. I'm working on another one that I was hoping to be more community involved, but I'm still kind of, that one's still in the very early stages, but I am looking to, at some point, possibly do a 24-hour stream and see how far in the Metal Gear Solid series I can get. Start with 1, go through 5, see where we can get to at the end of that. Like I said, that one is pretty easy to do. It's more just kind of getting in the mindset of staying awake, and which, as you can ask some people that know me, sleep is not a very hard thing for me to sometimes avoid. But I'm not quite sure on a date for that one yet. But yeah, those are the two big ones that I know I want to get done. Like I mentioned, I do want to try to get some other big ones. A couple, thinking about trying to do a couple collab things, a few other people, and a few other streamers, you included at some point. Trying to work out maybe doing something with, you know, not a 24-hour thing necessarily, but just some other, hey, let's get together, you know, and really push this Extra Life thing and get people on board and get people donating and just generating more buzz and more hype and everything for it.
Yeah. That's always, I feel, a problem for me too, is like, I'm on a break, if those don't know, but that's what I'm trying to think, is like donation incentives, you know, collaborations, maybe, you know, with you guys or whatever. You know, I think it's always hard to figure out some of the nitty-gritty things.
You know, like I said last year, I had started at the beginning of the year, well, not quite at the beginning, but when I really started getting back into Extra Life, of if I hit my first goal of $500, I would get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And I had that idea for a few years, but like I said, before I didn't push Extra Life as much. I didn't, stream nearly as much as I do now and everything like that. But, just through that, I did it. I did get the tattoo originally. It was going to be something Boba Fett related because I am a huge Boba Fett nerd. But then my extremely intelligent and amazing girlfriend came up with a perfect idea of a tattoo of my dog's paw. And it was just kind of just a perfect mashup of, it means something for me. It has meaning to it of raising that goal, or of hitting that goal, I should say. And because last year raised a total of $530.18, and so obviously eclipsing that $500 mark. And so I went ahead and I got the tattoo, and like I said, having meanings to it. That's my first and only tattoo. I have no plans of another one right now, but I wanted it to be something special. I know a lot of people do, I'll shave my head if I hit this, or I'll, yeah, bald heads can be very, very scary if it's not a normal occurrence. There are plenty of people that can pull off the bald head, but I don't believe I am one of those people. So that's not a plan. But even just small things. Mm-hmm. We were talking about for possibly the poker stream, something like, maybe getting some, hot. There's this one chocolate that's called the world's hottest chocolate, and maybe for like a $50 donation or something, eating a piece of it, something small that it gives whoever donated, for lack of a better term, maybe a little bit of gratification, other than, of course, knowing that you donated to help a good cause. But just something small, a tattoo's permanent. A hot chocolate or a hot pepper or something is maybe painful in the moment, but it shouldn't scar you for life or anything. So it's a little more temporary. And so definitely just trying to think of other incentives. I know that you've been taking your break time to try to think of more.
Yeah.
And it's just something, find something to find that's meaningful.
Yeah.
Or something that's not so awful that it'll completely ruin your day or your life or something.
Exactly. That's the problem. It's like, I could get a tattoo, but also my mom would probably kill me. And even though I'm not living with her, she'd kill me.
You see, if it's something meaningful, like one thing that I kind of thought about is you could, I'm not necessarily promoting you get a tattoo, but even a small thing of just the Extra Life symbol, a tiny little one. Like, I got mine on my calf, so if I'm at work or something, I've got long pants on. It doesn't impede my, if I'm going to a job interview, it's not like I've got a tattoo on my face, and now they probably won't even bring it up. I don't have the chance to explain and say, I have a tattoo on my face because I raised so much money for this charity organization. It's a great cause and all that. If someone brings up, hey, do you have any tattoos? I could be like, yeah, I do, and it has meaning. It's my dog's paw, and also it symbolizes a donation incentive that I had hit. But yeah, a tattoo is definitely more permanent and more can be more life changing depending on where and what you do.
Yeah. So that's Well, anyways, that's cool. I'm excited to look forward to your streams. And speaking of which, you just got affiliated, so congratulations. again.
Thank you
So
very much. I appreciate the support.
Yeah, of course.
That definitely helped me get there for sure.
From this point forward, do you see, I guess, your streams changing to kind of cornhees that affiliation, or do you feel like, you know what, if it's working, or...
I mean, to be completely honest, the biggest thing that I'm excited about is just possibly more recognition and more getting out there for the sole fact of raising more for Extra Life.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could make streaming full-time, that would be great. I mean, who that plays video games doesn't want to play video games for a living and money doing something they enjoy?
Yeah.
You know, that's just a given. But I would much rather somebody donate to Extra Life than subscribe to me.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody does choose to subscribe to me, I'm going to appreciate it, and I you know, I will be the most grateful and everything, of course. But I got into streaming and into Extra Life to raise money for Extra Life. So yeah, like I said, if I could, you know, if I can get subscriptions along the way, if I can make friends along the way, that's just the, you know, the so-called icing on the cake. And yeah, I'm not going to say, hey, don't subscribe to me and don't support that channel. But hey, you know, maybe go check out, you know, if you've only got $5 to spare, or $5 that you want to spend or something, you know, drop that into my Extra Life campaign and, you know, help them out and help the, you know, the kids out and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
as far as my stream, I don't really see it changing too much. You know, at least not for right now. But, you know, we'll see what the future holds. You know, obviously everything can change. Things can be added and all of that. But yeah, as of right now, to answer the question, I don't see it changing too much.
Yeah. I guess that's one of my things why I did Extra Life, is like, well, I had a Patreon and everything. I was like, well, I'd rather people donate to a cause than me anyway, so, you know, why not make Extra Life? Why not join it if no one's giving me money for streaming anyways? I don't find, you know, people should anyways donate to me, you know. That's why I did Extra Life. I was like, you know what, instead of me spending it on a bag of chips, I'd rather go to support sick and injured kids. And
yeah, exactly. That $5 can, you know, like you said, that $5 that you're going to spend on a bag of potato chips, you know, maybe that could be that last $5 that some kid needs to get their treatment or to get their medicine or something like that.
Yeah. Cool. And then last question about your username. It's very unique. I feel like it's probably one of the most unique ones I've seen. So, can you tell me, Smokinace007, how did you come up with that?
So, I feel like it was around the time that I first kind of started streaming, and I was kind of trying to think of ideas and just an idea of a username. Or no, I'm sorry. It originally started as a poker username. As I mentioned, want to do the poker event. I love playing poker. I love playing online poker. I prefer to play in person, but you know, you can always. It's not always the easiest to get a group of people around. So I was trying to think of a good name, and you know, of course, there's hundreds of cheesy poker names and things along those lines. But there was a movie that came out, and I'm double checking on the. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's really weird. Let's see. I want to double check the date on the movie. But there was a movie that came, 2006. There was a movie called Smokinace.
Oh.
It was a group of I believe it's been forever since I've watched the movie, but I think they were all assassins, and they were all trying to vie for this one target. Oh man! Oh yeah! Look at this. 2 FBI agents must protect an entertainer from a motley crew of assassins after a guy agrees to testify against the Las Vegas mob. It's a super over-the-top, super fun. They made a second one?
Yeah,
Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, I just saw that. Smokinace 2.
But yeah, it's from an entertainment standpoint, it's great. It's fun. It's like I said, there's a scene where one of the assassins is in a hotel room, and she's got a .50 caliber rifle that's 3 times the size of her, and she just unloads across the way. And so, I loved that movie, and like I said, it was just fun, and I thought, oh well, okay, poker, alright, let's go Smokinace. And then of course Smokinace was taken, and I love James Bond, and I graduated high school in 2007, so why not just kind of mash them all together? So now you've got Smokinace007. So again, kind of like going back to the tattoo, it has sort of multiple meanings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of the simple, I guess, story of how I kind of came up with the username. And it's just kind of stuck around for, however long my party poker account's been around, which that's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I feel like the same way for me. Like, I wanted to do Scouter, and I was like, well, that's probably already taken, so I just picked a random number off the top of my head, 7, and then I was like, wait, what am I doing? I should put one of my lucky numbers in there, so I put 15 and 715.
Nice.
Mine's not as...
I was going to ask you about that, but that works.
Yeah. But... 7 there was just random number, and I was like, wait, I should put my favorite number. So.
I just had an epiphany. Like I said, it's been forever since I've watched the movie. Mm-hmm. Sorry to go on a kind of tangent from usernames, but the entertainer who they are trying to kill, his name is Buddy Aces Israel. So they were all trying to smoke Ace. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Holy cow!
Now you need to watch both of them again.
I do need it. I've never seen the second one.
Okay.
But yeah, I need to rewatch it. Like I said, I actually honestly probably haven't watched it since 2006, 2007.
Awesome.
The title makes so much more sense now. I just thought they were all like ace assassins, so they were, whatever. Hey, somebody was clever.
Yeah. Someone thought of it before you did.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
No. So, thanks for stopping by. By the way, so check out Smokinace007 is his Twitter. Check him out on Twitch. He's a great streamer, by the way. He supports Extra Life. What?
I said you're too much.
I have to. This is the end of the stream, so... And this is all about you and how, creative you guys are in terms of streaming, so I gotta mention how to find you, right?
I appreciate it.
So, on Twitter, Smokinace007, Twitch, same thing, Smokinace007, and great guy, so check him out. Thanks for stopping by and doing this podcast with me.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate all your support.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out Scouter on all of his outlets, and he's fun to stream as well.
More or less.
Yeah, fun to watch stream as well, if I can speak now.
Yeah.
I guess it's better at the end than it is at the beginning.
Exactly. Even though we mentioned your name the whole time, but we have to bring it back to say, hey, Smokinace streams and great guy. Give him a follow, a like, subscribe. Are you even on YouTube? I don't even know.
I am not.
No.
It may be eventually, but I don't really have any
future.
of moving to YouTube or anything.
You should play poker on YouTube. There you go. I don't even have any YouTube followers in terms of poker, so you'll be my first. There you go.
Maybe that's a possibility. Something to think.
Just a suggestion. No, do what you want. But if you like Final Fantasy first-person shooters, Smokinace is a great guy to follow. So, appreciate your time, and see you guys next time. Bye.